Hello everyone and welcome back to another week of the Prismatic Draft League. Last week we took on Henry and Zapugi, co-coaches of the Halifax Masquerade, and took out a decisive 2-0 victory. This week we are up against Robbie, coach of the Peaceful Porygons, who has a very interesting SunRoom team. Let's check it out. We have Jumpluff, Charizard, Mimikyu, Indeedee Male, Hitmonlee, Magby, Shroodle, Ursaluna, Electros, Citadel, and Gastrodon. Now these Pokemon, Jumpluff and Charizard, are a very scary Sun team on its own. Charizard gets the Sun set up for Jumpluff, or Jumpluff sets the Sun up for Charizard, depending on who wants to do it. Charizard 9 gets a Solar Power boost, and Jumpluff gets a Chlorophyll boost. You also have Shroodle, who I believe Shroodle gets Sunny Day, who is a Prankster Pokemon who's able to do it for them. You have defensive Pokemon such as Gastrodon to help that Suncore get out very easily. If either of them look threatened, they can switch into Gastrodon, who can take any hit that is trying to hit them. But then, let's not discount the Trick Room team that they have. Mimikyu, Indeedee Male, Ursaluna, Electros. That is a scary-looking Trick Room team. Now, if we go over to... Robbie's list... why is that showing up? Weird. We can see the patterns arising, right? So Charizard is by far their kill leader. In fact, Charizard is the kill leader at the time of doing this stat breakdown, as I haven't caught up on week 5 yet, but as of now, it is the kill leader with only one death. In 5 weeks, it's only died once. Maybe it died again in week 5. I'm not sure if I calced Robbie's stats from last week. But there's also the fact that Robbie's never lost a game. Well, never dropped a set. He's lost a game each week, but he's never dropped a set, which is something we have to keep in mind. But here we are seeing the stuff that I was pointing out in the previous. We have Charizard being the big kill leader in terms of the Sun Mood being very dangerous, but we see it even spread across the Trick Room's core. 4 kills on Mimikyu, 4 kills on Indeedee, 4 kills on Gastrodon, 9 kills on Ursaluna. So really what's at least happening, in my opinion, from looking at the sets and then watching the games, is that Robbie's team is very good at starting early with a Trick Room mode to disrupt his opponent, remove some key threats, and then cleaning up later with Jumpluff and Charizard coming in, Jumpluff getting Charizard's Solar Power up, and just walking away with it. Then we have some oddballs. Electros hasn't done anything, but it is a bulky-ish electric type with a ground immunity. It actually has no weaknesses, so it's actually surprisingly bulky because you can't take advantage of any of its weaknesses. And it, of course, functions in Trick Room. Magby, it gets Follow Me. That's really the only reason why I think it's here. And Hitmonlee is an interesting Pokemon. I didn't talk about it yet, but it also has 4 KOs. It has been a pretty reliable attacker for Robbie this season. It gets Fake Out Pressure, but then it can also hit hard with close combat, which it's been doing fairly effectively so far. Taking a look at the team breakdowns, there is very little I think we can take advantage of. The only thing I immediately see is 4 Pokemon week 2 Rock. But 2 of those Pokemon are Citadel and Magby, who I don't foresee coming that often. I don't think Magby's coming. Citadel might show up because of the memes. He's brought it twice now, I think. Despite Citadel not being able to do anything. Other interesting weaknesses that we can see here are 3 weaknesses to water, but as I said, they have a very reliable way of getting up Sun, which weakens this water damage that we can try and put out. And of course, Gastrodon has Storm Drain to prevent us from doing water and get into them. As a whole, Robbie's team is just very well balanced in terms of type setup. at most, aside from the multi-weaknesses to rock and water, when it comes to the other types, they're only weak to have 2 weaknesses at most. Like just 1 weakness to bug, 1 weakness to dark, 1 weakness to electric, 1 weakness to fairy, 1 weakness to fire, 1 weakness to ghost, 1 weakness to psychic. Oh, poison, sorry. But other than that, everything else is very well spread out. But, so we have a thing we have to work through, right? We have to get through the sun mode, and we have to get through the trick room mode, all while keeping what we need alive to take on what it needs to take on. So it's very hard to build this week. Got a few things that stand out to me right at the bat. Base 100 and 112 speeds are the ones to beat. You might be wondering why. Well, I am almost certain that Robbie is going for the Trick Room play this week, because my team is very fast on average, and just going for the Trick Room seems like a very smart play to do. Because of that, I am actually just barely speed creeping his slowest Pokemon with all my Pokemon. With the exception of Ursaluna, which I am on a few of my Pokemon, which I have 113 speed, just in case it's max speed Ursaluna for whatever reason. Most of my other Pokemon hover just around a little over 100. And the reason for that is, while we'll be slower than Mimikyu and Indeedee for a few Pokemon, I don't think that matters too much. And when it comes down to... So, like, when my game plan is to stop Trick Room from going up, but if it does go up, I don't want to be too fast. I want to be still on the slower side, which allows me to invest into Bulk this week, because he does have some incredibly hard hitters. With that in mind, let's take a look at our first Pokemon, which is a bit of a repeat from when we faced Panda. Was it Panda? No, I think it's when we faced... It was week 2, I think we did a Rain form for Klefki. And we have Covert Cloak, Terra Dark, Play Rough, Trick Room, Imprison, Rain Dance, with 117 speed to outspeed... Oh, wrong thing. We can outspeed 0 speed Mimikyu. This Pokemon I do want to outspeed with Klefki. I want to be able to get my Imprison... I mean, I'm going to get Imprisons off right away. I'm Prankster. But I want to be able to hurt these Pokemon before they can attack. You have Imprison and Trick Room, of course you get rid of Trick Room, but we're going for physical Klefki this week because Mimikyu's main attack stat is Play Rough. So, by going for offensive, going with physical Klefki, we can do damage with that. And we're going with max attack Klefki this week. Klefki's always been a defensive Pokemon for me, but this week I really needed to do some damage as well, because I can't be affording to switch around against Robbie. Now, well, there will be situations where I need to switch out, but I can't be affording to let Klefki have to switch out. I've gotten very passive with Klefki this season, and I believe Robbie will be willing to take advantage of Klefki's inactiveness on the field. And of course we have Rain Dance ourselves to prevent the chlorophyll abuse. Next we have Gardevoir with a Terra Water, Life Orb, Moonblast, Psychic, Energy Ball, and Encore. With, again, we're just outspeeding Gastrodon. With a Moonblast, if Encore to potentially, if we are not leading with Klefki into the Mimikyu. So my idea here, right, is I'm almost always going to be leading Klefki or Gardevoir alongside Kilowattrel. That's my idea. With the Encore, Gardevoir is able to put Disruption into the Trick Room mode, even if Klefki isn't on the field. Energy Ball to stop Gastrodon and potential Terra Waters. Moonblast for strong Psychic, strong Fairy Stab, sorry, and Psychic for strong Psychic Stab. I originally had... What did I originally have instead of Psychic? I had something. But I took it off because I realized that Gardevoir wouldn't be doing much damage into Charizard if it didn't have a move that's neutral to it, because both Moonblast and Energy Ball are resisted by Charizard. So we went with Psychic, with Life Orb to do a little chip damage as well to strengthen out Gardevoir, because we are going mostly into bulk with Gardevoir this week. Next up, we have Choice Band Arcanine. With Terra Dragon, it just felt like the best defensive Terra Arcanine had available. I could do Terra Steel to avoid water moves, but then I'm weak to Ursaluna and Charizard. While I am weak to Mimikyu with Terra Dragon, Arcanine isn't good. I mean, well, Arcanine's base typing isn't that weak to Mimikyu anyways. So I'm hoping to deal with that way. We are Intimidate this week instead of Rockhead, even though Rockhead would make a lot of sense for this stat spread. For two reasons. One, I'm only using Flare Blitz as a recoil move, and Flare Blitz's recoil is manageable. And two, Ursaluna. That's it. Ursaluna is... Like, Ursaluna could run Clear Amulet. That is true. We've seen against Ninja that their physical attackers could just run Clear Amulet. But Ursaluna can't for one specific reason. Guts. Ursaluna needs to be holding a Flame Orb in order to activate its Guts, or else it's relying on me to paralyze Ursaluna. And I'm not paralyzing something in a Trick Room setting. I'm not doing that again. I learned from last season. Rock Slide and Close Combat for coverage, and Extreme Speed for priority. Extreme Speed is a little worrying to use because of... Do we even actually want to do Choice Band then? Because I was talking about my game plan earlier on how I want to lead Klefki with Kilowattrel or Gardevoir Kilowattrel. Is it a good idea to have something banded in the back? I don't think so. What's the berry that weakens water type damage? We'll have it hold a Pasho Berry. That'll be our middle ground for Arcanine. Because, thinking about it a little more, I don't want to have a situation where Arcanine is stuck in the back and has to somehow make it through two Pokemon against one, and I can't really choose my moves effectively. So we're gonna go with a Pasho Berry to just weaken our weakness to Gastrodon. Maybe that's a bad idea. We'll see. Next up we have Sceptile. With Unburdened Focus Sash, Terra Water, Leaf Storm Endeavor, Terra Blast Protect. With a speed of 188, which... I believe this speed will allow us to... Yeah, will always be faster than Unburden... No, Chlorophyll... Chlorophyll Jumpluff. And Terra Water, Terra Blast would KO the... Well, it wouldn't necessarily KO the Charizard, but it allows us to hit Charizard and... Really only Charizard. But I wanted to give it a try. We have Leaf Storm for big single target damage. Endeavor because we have Focus Sash. I'm thinking about this more and more, and I'm wondering if it's even the right play. I think it is, right? Sceptile isn't going to be living on the field for that long, I don't think, so I don't believe I need to waste a slot on Energy Ball. So we'll see. What's the worst that can happen? We could lose, right? But I really want to try and make Sceptile work. Next up we have Kilowattrel, with not the Focus Sash, because it's on Sceptile. Expert Belt, Thunderbolt, Weather Ball, Protect, and Volt Switch. This was originally Scarfed. And Protect was Thunder instead. But then I looked at the calcs and found that Scarfed Kilowattrel doesn't outspeed Chlorophyll Jumpluff. So I felt, instead of doing the Choice Scarf and locking us into a move into a team with 2 ground types, I decided to do Expert Belt with Protect for some defense. We're going with Volt Absorb this week instead of Competitive because he doesn't have very reliable ways to lower my stats. And I'm not using Tailwind to set up Wind Power. So Volt Absorb is there for random Terra Electrics and the Electros. And last up, we have the Gyarados with Terra Steel, Citrus Berry, Intimidate, Waterfall, Iron Head, Crunch, and Protect. With a speed that spread that allows it to just barely outspeed Ursaluna in case of no Trick Room going up. And a bulky spread with Intimidate again, of course, because I don't want Ursaluna to be stacking up too many boosts. We have Terra Steel on the Gyarados. And that might seem weird, right? Because I had mentioned that I don't want to be Terra Steel on the Arcanine, because then it's weak to ground and fire. But for Gyarados, I found it much harder to find a defensive Terra that I liked for it. So I went with Terra Steel just because it gives Iron Head a little bit more damage, which could help in the 1v1 between... Actually, no, if I do this, then I'm weak to Gastrodon, who, with a Citrus Berry, Gyarados is normally able to 1v1. I think I will do Dara Dragon on Gyarados then. See, this is why I kind of like. This is why I like doing the team builders part for the video, because it allows me to rethink some things that I didn't exactly think through. Or this could all be for nothing and I lose 2-0. I thank you all for watching, however, and I will see you when we get into the match. Peace. Now that's interesting. No Mimikyu. No Ursaluna. So it's not Trick Room. And if it's not Trick Room, I think I definitely need to lead off with Kilowattrel then. I think I do this. We're gonna Encore the Indeedee and Thunderbolt the Hitmonlee. Ooh, that didn't go for what I thought it would. Okay, well. Not the worst thing in the world, I don't think. We're just gonna plain Terra Blast into Hitmonlee. I am not expecting it to... It lived. That was not what I was expecting. Aw, shucks. Oh, it's White Herb. Okay. Okay. I think I don't even... I'm not even gonna Terra. I'm not gonna reveal what Terra I am. It's Keyberry. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. We're gonna do this. The Sceptile doesn't do anything, unfortunately, as we learned. Get into this. Huh. That was not the lead I was hoping for. I missed the play rough, are you kidding me? You've gotta be kidding me. We're gonna switch in Kilowattrel. Do I chip down the... Maybe chip down the Electros. Acid Spray. Interesting. In comes Charizard. Let's get damage into Charizard. Actually, hold on. We're gonna do this. I feel like Charizard switching... Yep, Charizard switching into Gastron's pretty obvious. Now we can Weather Ball, Energy Ball. Oh, right. Storm Drain goes into Gastrodon. It's not just redirection. Okay. Okay, we got a game on our hands. I am being very quiet, I know. But it is something we have to keep in mind. Ooh. I really wish I had, So I lead Gyarados. I feel like Gyarados is a good middle ground to lead with. I think I leave Arcanine at home. Arcanine isn't doing much into this, I think. Kilowattrel and the Gardevoir are more important here. Keyberry on the Electros is interesting. I feel like I've been seeing a lot more Keyberries ever since last season. Ever since last season when both semi-finalist games had Keyberry, I've been seeing it everywhere. We're gonna protect. Ooh, we actually get the predict. I am so smart. I didn't mean to do that. I am a genius. Okay, it's Terra Poison. Ugh. We are the smartest players in the game, apparently. That was... I did not mean to do that! I thought Jump Pluff was switching in! That's why I went for the middle ground of Crunch! I thought Jump Pluff was switching in. I look like a genius. That looks like the play of the century, even though it was completely on accident. That was a very, very tough thing to prep for. We got lucky game 3, I think, but we did learn in game 1 what we needed to do to take on this team. Such as that the Indeedee was actually a very hard thing for us to take on. So getting the accidental predict is great for us, right? We end up just being able to handle it by accident. What else was interesting here? The Overheat was something I wasn't expecting from Charizard, nor was the Terra Electric. I mean, I said in the team builder that I did expect at least some random Terra Electric, but I didn't expect it to be Charizard. Well, the Acid Spray and Giga Drain was interesting. I wasn't expecting that. I was probably... What was the Giga Drain for? I don't know. Oh, Crocodile. It was Crocodile, but I didn't bring Crocodile. But anyways, I thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next week. Peace.